So anyone listening to this will think, oh, Lisa's a hard worker, but this is all fabulous, absolutely fabulous. But it hasn't always been like that. And you've just gone through a really traumatic time, haven't you, with HMRC?
Yeah.
Where, when you first told me about it, and then obviously I've learned more about it, the thing is that you think you're doing great things with your business, but then someone can just come in and really railroad through it, can't they, really?
Yeah, it's been really tough, and this is the first time I've really spoken about it as well. So, I got in COVID a call from HMRC to have a VAT inspection, which is absolutely fine, no problem at all. As far as I always had an accountant, always done what I was told to do. But what I've learnt since then, it's like quite a lot of industries, we don't know what's right and wrong. We're just going down the path of...
I think as well, when you are so busy, your head down getting on, you've got advisors around you who are telling you what to do.
Yeah.
As in keeping you on the right track outside of you having your head down. And obviously then it just can suddenly change, can't it?
Definitely. So my head was down a lot in business. I was working all the time, really hard at the nail desk. I didn't have dates, time off. I would go on holiday 3 or 4 days later than my family, because it was all just working hard to make sure we kept the business going, everyone employed, etc. So obviously COVID happened and I got a VAT inspection, no problem at all, but I had to go up to HMRC by myself because we were in COVID. So I jumped on the train, went there, had to take a rucksack of all my paperwork, gave it to them. And then I had 5 hours of investigation interview, which was hard because I felt it was my whole life was being interrogated, not just work, but personal as well. And I hadn't done nothing wrong. Anyway, to cut a real traumatic story to a point is that I then got a phone call to say that I owed an awful lot of money over the last 10 years of them going back over my accounts. And then from there, I realised that I was advised incorrectly. I was told so many different things over the years to get to this point. And before, I hate talking about COVID more now because I feel like such a long time ago. But before COVID, there was nothing out there as there is now. We didn't have apps like we have now. We don't have webinars. And we don't have Zoom calls. We don't have all that information.
No, there was nothing before.
There was nothing before. And trying to speak to anybody, you would have to take a day off work to try and get hold of somebody. It was so hard. The accountants, you were scared of accountants. They felt like the headmaster and you felt like you were going to be in trouble. So you wouldn't want to contact them because you were too scared to contact them.
Yeah.
So it was really different then, where now there's so much out there for us, so much knowledge out there that it's so good now for everybody. They're not going to get hopefully into the position that I was in because we didn't have that knowledge.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you're tracking back that far as well, I can imagine, 5 hours of interrogation, I can't remember what I've spent 2 months ago, never mind tracking back all of that time.
So I do have a really good memory, very, very good memory. And I could literally tell them every single thing that they pulled out of what was this. I could tell them everything. The thing for me is that I felt really scared.
Yeah.
I was on my own. I was nervous.
Did you know this was going to happen?
No. And I don't blame there's no blaming game. It's just uneducated.
Yeah.
I went to college to do beauty. I worked really hard And due to my own success, I am now a business owner.
Yeah.
I didn't know one thing about business. I've just learnt on the way, and I've worked really hard to learn. But the person that would have always helped me would have been my mum, because she was very clever, very intelligent. And I didn't have that backup anymore. So I was on my own, and it was really lonely.
And this has gone on for 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
But it's resolved now. But I mean, the thing is as well, because obviously, without going into too much detail, like sort of, because you were a sole trader at that point, like that's where you didn't really have any support. Whereas if you'd been like a limited company, but again, you were just going on the advice that you were given.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is that, you know, the consequences, I can even see just every time I've spoken to you about it, you can see how much it still is like raw in what you've gone through. But they wouldn't even put like payment plans in place or anything, would they? It was just either like they just wanted
all or nothing.
So it's
crazy. Been really hard, and I was I kept it all to myself as well. Like, my husband knew that was going on, but I didn't want it to affect anyone. I just dealt with it myself. And I was at an event, and I came across the speaker was an accountant, and at the end I just burst into tears on her, and I was just like, I need help. I really need help. I don't know what I've done wrong. And she was like, you've done nothing wrong at all. You've just been advised so wrong by people that aren't the right people to advise you. And it was like how we see it, the path that you go down. But thank goodness I met that person, because I was actually able to lift the lid off it and release some of that from me, because it was eating away at me. I couldn't get out of bed. I would drop the kids off at school. I'd still be a business owner. My staff didn't know anything, and I would go back to bed after dropping the kids off at school because I couldn't function. I didn't want to face the world. I didn't want to go. I didn't know what to do. And then I would still carry on, so no one would know this. And I've been fighting it for 4 years, to the point that I either lost everything, because as it was under me as a sole trader before I became a limited company. So I would have lost my business, because that was obviously mine.
And the thing is that I know, obviously, when we've spoken, you know, your drive to keep the business was, you know, you employ these people, you've got this team, you've got the clients, you've got such responsibilities, you know, and hats off to you, Lisa, you know, the fact that you've like got through this, because I don't think I know anybody else probably who would have.